Jingle bells. Jingle bells. Jingle all the way. I mean, I'm already in the Christmas spirit. I know. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, but I'm already in the Christmas spirit, right? So I rewatched the fight, right? I rewatched it, and well, Ward won the fight. I don't know what you want me to say, right? But no, shut up. Okay, just shut up. All right, I don't want to hear your dumb analysis that I keep hearing from people. It wasn't even close. I don't see how, Ward could possibly have won 7 rounds. I mean, I only gave him 4 when so many of the rounds looked very similar. If you gave Ward 4 rounds and then turn around and act like giving him another 3 or 4 is out of this world, right? Then I don't know what to tell you, especially when, you see, this is the same thing, right, that happened in the first Maidana fight with Mayweather. Same thing. Here and I said, hey, I thought it was a draw. And you had a lot of Mayweather fans come out, right, and say, no, it wasn't. I felt Mayweather won this round, and this round for sure. And Maidana lost this round, and he won these rounds for sure. But then when you looked at them collectively, different Mayweather fans were giving Mayweather different rounds. They were not giving him the same round. The same thing is happening right now. You see people that are calling this a robbery giving different rounds for Ward. No, he for sure won this round, for sure lost that round, but they're giving different rounds. Right? Let me tell you what happened. First of all, it was a close fight, right? Can you tell, is there anything that stands out in your mind after the 3rd round that Kovalev did? Are you telling me right now that something happened? What happened after the 3rd that was like, oh my God, Ward is in trouble? For the rest of the fight, hey, look, in the 2nd round, right, when Ward was, when he was knocked down, he got back up. Of course, there was a feeling of he's got to weather the storm. It took him past 3rd round to weather the storm. After that, Ward was never in any danger, right? It's a boxing match. Of course he got hit. And Kovalev's a skilled fighter. He's a very good fighter. Of course he was going to hit Ward, right? But there's nothing that happened, right, round that really stood out dramatically. Of course he had his moments, right? But the only rounds that I could see after the 3rd round, right, those were the rounds that you can say, yeah. Although round 1, we'll talk about round 1, but rounds 2 and 3 were Kovalev's best rounds, especially round 2. Those were his best rounds of the fight. Those were the 2 most dominant rounds of the fight. No one won rounds more decisively than those 2 that Kovalev won, right? But after that, there was a lot of close rounds, right? People are ignoring the body work of Andre Ward. You're ignoring it, right? You saw a guy get knocked down. You saw him, get his ass whooped in the 3rd. And then after that, you just assumed that was the rest of the match. Let me tell you how you don't score a fight, because I keep hearing this narrative from different people. But look at their face at the end of the fight. That is not how you decide a boxing match, right? You don't say, look at their face. Oh, he has a red mark in the side of his face. That's not the way you score a boxing match, right? You score it round by round. That's how you score it, right? But look at the total punch count. Do we need to go over box rec, right? Do we need to? When Kovalev lands his jab, it's stiff. It makes, dude, did you see when he landed in the 1st round, right? And Ward's knees practically buckled. It stopped him on his tracks. Yeah, well, what were these other jabs that he was throwing at Ward that were not even popping Ward's head back, right? That he was getting all for. This flickering jab. Those rounds were literally the only punch he was landing was a jab. He was getting credit for shit he wasn't even landing. All right? Ward would land a hook, and you got Jim Lampley's stupid ass saying things like, in fact, the entire HBO commentary, they went out of their way to tell people the following. But Andre Ward can't afford to get hit by Kovalev. One Kovalev punch can end the fight. Kovalev couldn't afford to get hit by Ward because Ward's not a hard puncher. He's not going to hurt Kovalev. They went out of their way to tell people that over and over and over. So every time Ward would pop this dude in the face, every time he would land a body shot, round one, he was starting to land jabs to the body. HBO commentary not pointing that out, right? When you get clear to see it, the sides of Kovalev's, they were getting red, right? It's how can you not point that out? How can you not point out that the guy was slowing down? I mean, he was throwing. Kovalev went from not being able to miss in the second and the third to missing by a mile, right? I mean, this dude was missing shots by a mile. He was throwing a hook, and it was embarrassing how much he was missing him by, right? Now, like I said, Kovalev's a good fighter, so he would have his moments. And yeah, when Kovalev lands, he's a hard puncher. Of course, there's going to be more of a thud in that shot. Of course, it's going to cause more drama, right? And I believe it's like Ward will be out working him for 2 minutes, and Kovalev would land something, right? And everybody just got amnesia all of a sudden. They got the Men in Black treatment all of a sudden. They put that shit in your face and psh, made you forget all the other work that happened. All right? We can't just ignore the other 2 minutes of the round. We can't just pretend that those other 2 minutes didn't happen. You know, so here's the thing. There's definitely rounds, like I said, that you can give to Kovalev. I'm not going to argue with you if you give Kovalev the fight. But this narrative that's being put out there that this was a robbery, right? For a bunch of people out there that always claim about how I don't listen to the media. You know, not me. I'm not brainwashed by the media. You see, I'm not influenced by the media. Yeah, you motherfuckers listen to everything this HBO team tells you. You let Letterman just tell you that, no, this is no way can Ward win this fight because Letterman said that. Letterman is the same person that did not give one fight to Juan Manuel Marquez when he fought Pacquiao, right? Not one time did he score for Marquez. Not one time. Because he would say stupid things like, well, I'm going to give, you know, by the scoring criteria, you know, Jim, you know, I got to give Pacquiao defense because Marquez is bleeding from the nose and you know, and Pacquiao's not bleeding. So we're going to give defense. Are you stupid? You know, one punch that caused bleeding? I mean, you would think by the way they were talking that like Kovalev never got hit. Like they're making it sound like this was a one, like the way they describe it, like if it was just another repeat of the Pascal fight. You know, that's how they're talking about this fight, right? If Kovalev was dominating so much, all right, let me ask you some serious questions. Who had the best body work of the two fighters? Are you going to sit here? Are you going to tell me Kovalev had the best body work of both guys? Are you going to, with a straight face, say, yeah, Kovalev had the best body work? Are you going to tell me that? Are you going to make that argument? Did Kovalev slow down or did he not slow down? Yes, he slowed down a lot, right? He slowed down a lot. I mean, it looked like a completely different fight in the second half. It looked like a completely different fight. But the level that Jim Lampley would dismiss, right? Especially Jim Lampley is terrible, right? But the way he would just utterly dismiss, right? Anything Ward would do, when Ward would land it, there was some hooks that Ward was turning this dude's head, man, right? He made him step back after he hit him with a hook. And Lampley just would just go out of his way. Yeah, but Ward can't hurt Kovalev. Like, what? Can someone tell me? Like, can somebody please explain to me, right? Outside of a pre-fight analysis, why that should matter? Okay, can somebody explain this to me? Right? He just punched him in the face, right? Why are you in Kovalev's body? Did you feel the punch? Did Ward punch you in the face? What position are you in to tell the audience at home, hey, that punch didn't hurt though? You're literally telling them, subconsciously put it in their head that that punch didn't count. Right? I mean, how embarrassing was it for Jim Lampley, right, to have to say, he literally had to confess, because there was video evidence being shown, wow, I gave Kovalev credit for a punch he didn't land. I was kind of surprised, actually, that HBO showed that replay, right? I'm watching the UK's Sky Sports, and they're watching the same fight I watched. A close competitive matchup, right? You know, when I look at the fight especially the second half of the fight, all right, it was, depending how you viewed those rounds collectively, all right, really determines who you think won the fight. But if you give Ward 4 of those rounds, I definitely need to question what you saw differently in the rounds you say he didn't win. Right? Was it because Kovalev had an extra moment in him? You know, what is it? Let me tell you how you don't score fights. You don't look at a guy's face at the end of the fight. Okay? That's not the way it works. I mean, of course, some of the big shots Kovalev landed, especially rounds 2 and 3, of course you're going to mark up Andre Ward's face. But how is that relevant to what happened in round 4, round 5, round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? How's that relevant? If Kovalev was beating Ward up like you guys say he was, right? Have you guys seen what this guy does to individuals when he's beating them up? Have you not seen the way they squeal when he fucking beats the shit out of them? I mean, let me tell you what was very talented to me. I forgot it was the 11th or the 12th, but Ward just finished landing like 2 body shots, right? Kovalev finally lands a body shot. Jim Lampley literally said, now Kovalev goes to the body. Really? Are you shitting me? I mean, you had, I mean, Roy Jones, just, I mean, what a letdown, Roy Jones. Because Roy Jones, he was trying. I remember there was one time where he was trying to explain, you know, hey, Kovalev, he's slowing down. He's just following him. He's not cutting off the ring. You know, and they were talking about the success Andre Ward was having, and then Letterman comes on. Yeah, he's doing great work, you know, but, you know, I just feel like when Kovalev hits him, it just has more of an effect, so I had to give him the round. Oh, really? What do you mean more of it? Like, what do you mean? There was Ward knocked down in that round? Well, like, what happened in this round that you have to come up with that conclusion? Right? Like, what I see that this type of commentary is just terrible. And I cannot even begin to tell you. And by the way, there are journalists that had a award winning the fight. Kevin Iole had a win in the fight, right? So it's funny because I actually have an app where I score. And you could say, well, most of the people were booing it. And most people don't score a fight. They don't know how to score a fight, right? So saying, well, most people said this at the bar, or I talked to so-and-so down the street, and he told me Kovalev won. I even had people saying things. I've seen people on social media say the following. But this is why boxing is dying, because they don't give the exciting fighter the decisions. They reward, fighters like Andre Ward, or something in that to that effect. Well, look, if you have a problem with the scoring system, then by all means, do whatever you want and think you need to do to fix the scoring system, because the scoring system is not perfect, but it is what it is. We have to go by what the scoring criteria tells us, right? And by the scoring criteria, round by round, either one of these guys win the fight. You can create whatever narrative you want in actuality, right? That's the reality, right? Can someone explain to me? Well, what benefit does Sky Sports have? What agenda do they have? Like, what, do they have something against Russians? Like, what's going on, right? So people could say what they want, right? I mean, I get it, I do. There's this feeling of there's just a lot of people that I heard people say things like, well, I mean, he didn't even knock him down. He knocked him down. He hit him harder than him. He should have won. It's just shit like that, right? Shit like that. It's unbelievable, right? And then people want to like provide me freaking. They want to give me CompuBox as some form of like proof, right? There was a round where CompuBox changed its mind. I think it was a round that Kovalev won, but at first they said Ward landed 0 punches, right? And then while they were in the corner, they updated. All of a sudden, Ward landed 3 punches. While he was sitting in the corner, they like changed their mind, which was strange because I do remember like Ward landed like 1 or 2, jabs to the body, right? By the way, the jab to the body completely ignored. The jab to the body doesn't make guys buckle. It doesn't create a snap, and it doesn't make people go oh or something like that. But it's still a punch to the body, right? Yeah, but it's just a pity pat. Like, I guess his pity pat shots really slowed down Kovalev then by the end of the fight, right? Because even people that have Kovalev winning, right, by large majorities, right, even people that had Kovalev winning the fight agree Ward won at least 3 out of the last 4 rounds, right? I think he won all 4. Right? I think it was like round 10. I couldn't believe Letterman gave. I couldn't believe he gave Kovalev the round. It was just because Kovalev had a moment or two in the last minute. Because when Kovalev punched Ward, Ward went on defensive mode, so he just, so the assault doesn't happen. But that's fine. Because when Kovalev took a shot, he kept coming. It doesn't take away the fact that he still got punched in the face, right? It doesn't take away the fact that he was getting hit in the body. It doesn't. That fact doesn't go away, right? And you could cry and bitch about the holding and all that. It's if the ref didn't take a point, it has no bearing on the scoring. I don't get what people don't understand about that. I don't get it. What happened to if he tells me I'm going to break his arm? Well, what happened to that? He didn't do shit, right? Saying he's going to break his arm. He didn't do shit. You see how he didn't do anything, right? He didn't do anything. Ward didn't look like a superstar. Kovalev didn't look his best. Well, I mean, that kind of happens when there's no halo effect and you're not fighting, inferior opposition. That's what happens. Guys look more vulnerable. All right. That's just, I mean, unless you're like that new to boxing, it's not that complicated to understand. Right. Look, if the knockdown did not happen in the second round, I'm telling you this right now, we would not be hearing this narrative about a robbery. We wouldn't. The amnesia people get because of a big moment like that. You don't grade a boxing match in its entirety. You don't grade it by moments, right? Because yes, there was moments where Kovalev, being the hard puncher that he is, would even with a jab make the knees buckle on Ward, especially early, especially in the first round. I think in the 11th or the 12th, I forgot which one of those two, he caught Ward with a very good jab that stopped Ward in his tracks. So, and yes, when Ward would land a hook, there was times where he made Kovalev step back, especially late. But yes, resistance of Kovalev was better. But you don't get credit. There's nothing on the scorecard that says, did he take the punches better? Like that's not the way you score it. Right? And at that point, you're just assuming. All right? So anyway, I had Ward edging it out. Right? That's it. All right? And I'm telling you that's how I saw the fight. That's how I saw the fight. All right? It's no different than when I came on here and I said, "Hey, I think Maidana, I think it was a draw." If tell me what rounds you believe Kovalev won, and tell me what rounds Ward won. I'm going to compare them to all the other answers I'm getting on the rest of social media, right? I could guarantee you, when you put it all together, there's going to be certain rounds that you're going to disagree with other people that also have Kovalev winning. I'm just saying. So look, could you give Kovalev the win? Could it be a draw? Absolutely. But I had it how I had it. Right? There was many rounds that I saw, and I said to myself, this is a sleeper round. People are still imagining Ward, because this is what happens when a big moment like this happens. Somebody gets knocked down, they're hurt, right? And they're waiting for like the other knockdown. They just think that Ward was the guy, just trying to survive at that point, and they were ignoring the body work. They were ignoring the jabs. They were ignoring the straights at times. I mean, he was landing some quick, sharp straights at times. They were being ignored by HBO. Once in a while, they would mention it. It's unbelievable. And then you have people like I'm never going to watch boxing again. Shut up. Okay, shit. You know how many times I've heard that shit? All right? One fight is never going to make or break boxing. That's not the way it works. It's never going to work that way. Right? What will not change is the following. Right? What will not change is the fact that this was a great fight. People had fun watching this fight. Right? And we have a society that brags about how they don't listen to the media, this, that, and the third. You get fooled by the media all the time. And last night was a great indicator of that. First of all, HBO needs to stop this one-man scorecard, right? That's why when Showtime has 33 press roll guys do it, see, that's better, right? When I believe other broadcasts do it the same way. You need to stop having just one guy score the fight. Because Letterman is not the end-all be-all. This guy has been so wrong in the most embarrassing fashion ever, right? It's not even funny. It's not. You can't let one guy tell the audience, well, this is the way the fight is going. You can't. So it has to go the way Letterman said it's going to go? I mean, seriously? All right. Anyway, not too much talking shit right now. Just wanted to come on here and give my thoughts. But that's all I could do. I'm just one person at the end of the day, right? And I'm getting ready to enjoy this holiday season. That's all, right? That's it. Like even right now, I'm doing this video. I'm watching NFL football. This is great. This is awesome, all right? I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. With that said, for those that have the opportunity, watch the Sky Sports version of it. It's a little different. The perspective in the fight is so different, it's not even funny, right? And that's that. Peace.